guys, we're going to be having an interview with Rick DeVault. And it's going to be very interesting. Going to be cool as shit. Can't wait. Hey, we got people coming in. All right. Looks like Joe came back. Pete, AJ. Hell yeah. Yeah. Rick's going to be excited to see you guys all here. That's awesome. Pete, hell yeah, brother. Joe. Right on. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I can't wait to talk to Rick. He's ever since I came on Instagram, he was one of the first that really caught my attention with what he was doing with his music and everything, and positive vibes. He's always trying to encourage, and just a great person. Can't wait to get talking with him and everything. It's gonna be really cool. Hell yeah. All right. AJ, absolutely. Hell yeah, bro. I haven't seen Rick shown back up yet. Unless I'm missing him. He's probably still busy getting something to drink. Yeah, I got here, it's called Funk. Backwards, but Funk. Yeah, Funk beer from a brewery here in Baltimore called Dewclaw. Gotta love it. All right. Okay, let's see. Missed somebody. Omar, hell yeah, brother. Glad to see you made it back in, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, you've been rocking, man. You've been doing a lot of really good covers here lately. I don't know about lately, but I want it to be more of a kind of a hangout conversation kind of a thing, more than just a 20-question interview, whatever. But I want it to be more. Yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna go into this here with Rick, and I haven't taken any notes down. I mean, I kind of starting to get the hang of these interview things, and I think it's more natural if I just. It seems I haven't seen Rick. Hope he's all right. Hey, Master Davis, hell yeah, brother. Glad you showed up. Oh, he's commenting on my post. Okay, he's over in the feed right now. He'll be coming in and joining us here pretty shortly. As soon as he joins us, I'm going to get this track ready for him. I prepared for him. It's from his YouTube channel. He's got an amazing YouTube channel. If you get a chance, check it out. He does his own music. He does all the drums, bass, guitars, and just puts it all together in his own creation, and does great. I mean, he's a phenomenal drummer. He's as good of a drummer as he is a guitarist. I mean, he's definitely a well-rounded musician without a doubt. So yeah, looking forward to getting him in here if he would show up. I'll have to have him here before I start playing this track for him. But yeah, it's from episode 37. It's a really good track. It shows a lot of his versatility also. So it's one that I think you guys will enjoy. He'll enjoy that I'm sharing it with you guys. Now he did it, I want to say it was about 7 months ago. Yeah, he's been on a bit of a break, which is cool. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. I'm all about taking breaks. I mean, you get into these things, and you gotta take a break from the social media. You really do. And that's part of where I've been at too. I got to remember that there's a life outside of social media. Mr. DeVault, hell yeah, Rick, you showed up, man. Hell yeah, man of the hour. Right on, brother, right on. There's the man. Hell yeah. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get this track going and let the track play. It's from Jack. Hell yeah, Jack. Glad to see you show up, man. Or Jake, I'm sorry, it's Jake. All right, we got a bunch of people showing up. All right. Yeah, we got an interview coming up here, actually right now with Rick DeVault. But yeah, I'm getting ready to play one of the songs right now. It's from, he has a YouTube channel that he does his own, a lot of his own music with. I know he's playing the drums and the guitars. I'm not sure about bass. I don't know if he's putting bass into them or not. We'll ask him about that. But yeah, he put together his own thing, and his YouTube channel is phenomenal. I mean, he does his own little videos with him jamming and stuff, and he does great video editing and everything. So you get a chance, go to his YouTube channel. It's DEVAULT'S Vault. Rick DeVault. Yeah, DeVault's Vault. Rick DeVault is the YouTube. Maybe we can get him to put her on his it might even be there on his main profile in his bio. There you go. Yeah, it might be on his bio, a link to his YouTube channel, but definitely gotta check that out. Definitely cool shit. Yeah, I'm getting ready to talk to Rick DeVault here in a minute. Get ready to play one of his songs, as a matter of fact. Yeah, this is from his episode 37 from his YouTube channel. Hold on, hey Danny, my daughter, she showed back up. What's up, sweetie, I love you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play this track now from Rick DeVault. This is from his episode 37 on his YouTube channel. You get a chance, go to his YouTube channel and check it out. But yes. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you guys all like that. That was definitely cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, anytime, Rick, you're ready to join in, just go ahead and hit the request, and we'll get you in here. You may, I don't know if you can still find that request or not. You might have to back out and rejoin to be able to get that request. Right on, right on. Yeah, I'm really glad you guys like. Yeah, that was definitely cool, man. Very, very well structured. I like how it mellows out there in the middle and just picks back up and takes you into a completely different journey. Great, great music. It's phenomenal. Yes, Rick is absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that he's back with us now. Omar, hell yeah, brother. Arc Official, hell yeah. Cool, cool. Brother Rick. Hell yeah, you know it, Joe. You know, man. Yeah, I'm so glad that he's back jamming again now. Been wondering what's been going on with him. I ain't seen him in a while, and he just popped back up one day, and I figured, hey, we need to get him in for an interview, because a lot of you guys have been big fans and everything of Rick, so what do you click? Okay, Rick, what you might have to do, what might be easier, if you back out, just leave the stream, then rejoin. All right, so he's trying again now. All right, we'll get it going. We'll get it going. Hey, there he goes. There he goes. All right. All right, now we're just waiting on Rick. It should come up right as soon as you join. Yeah. Actually, AJ, I can, right now, I'm able to go in and send him a request. It should pop up for him so he can join. Oh, this is terrible. I hope Canada's not, there we go. No, no. Man, this is something else. We had this problem with Virgilis a while back. It just keeps popping up and going out. It's like it won't let them stream live for some reason. Or it won't let them. Oh, what a bummer! What a bummer! Oh, Rick, I'm so sorry, man. I don't know what Instagram's problem is, but yeah, really, you usually don't have this problem. It shows you coming up.
Is this better?
There it goes. There it goes.
I know what the problem was. I have this app that was going to record the whole interview that actually overlaps other apps, and I tried stopping the recording and it worked right away. So it sucks. I can't record it. But
yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see you, man. Thanks for having me so much. I'm really honored. Can you hear me well?
Absolutely. Yes, I can hear you very, very, very well.
I was trying number 38 an hour ago, and I was headed for one take, as I usually am trying to, and I just got into it too much at some point, and well, I fucked up because there's a switch. I'll explain it to you, but I switched, from this one to the acoustic one in the middle part, and then I end with the red one at the end. So that's what the tricky part is, because this is live, so I have to get close to the camera with the acoustics super quick to have the wooden speaker, having it as loud as the speakers. And I play through the speakers that are here.
Okay.
But they're turned around, and the phone is actually right here, kind of. And, I blow maybe 1.9 up, and it's kind of a perfect kind of angle for what I want to do. So basically, I have no amp or no nothing. It's live from what you get from the little speakers, you know what I mean, that are really close to the phone. And I blast it in the apartment. So that's the way I do it. Not for now. But
right on.
I'm going to start.
Yeah,
I'm going to start having monitors in my ears and do it like all silently on a recorder and everything. But so, AJ, Omar, everybody else, and thanks for the support. I'm very, very honored to be here, man.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. It's great to have you here, man. Very great to have you here. Yeah, with your plugin, this is what I use. It's called an iRig. AJ had problems with it. It's upside down and backwards.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know how it works.
I can plug this right into my phone, and whatever comes off my recorder goes into my phone. And I haven't had really much issues with it. But I do record everything on my recorder and then come out, with that. And it seems to help. It seems to help for, a lot of background noise that you don't want and everything else, So, but it's a trial and error. It's try to
exactly get into it. Exactly. So I'll give many things, many tries before I really find my way. There's no edit, as you might know, so the mistakes are kind of included, and I take the best take that I can come up with. And this one is hard because it's long, and I have 4 necks to tune every time I want to give it a try. And it's like 11 minutes long. Never did such a thing, So yeah, I'm pretty sure that once this one is done, most probably right after the interview, I'll try again and tonight until I nail it. But once this is done, I'll be kind of invincible because I'll go back to the usual episodes where I just have like 1 neck, or the double neck, but it's the 3 neck, 4 neck thing that just like it really bugs me because I want to make sure that by the time I'm finished tuning all of them and I place them back on place, that I'm quick enough to start it, because it goes out of tune pretty quick. I'm tuned down to B, right, with standard custom gauge, very heavy gauge to have a best kind of tension intonation ratio as I can. So, but it's cool. It's a cool challenge, I'm very proud of even trying such a challenge, like just having the guts to try this thing and create this. So it'll be cool. It'll be part 2 of this trilogy thing that I'm doing. And part 1, I think is just like a kind of an opener. Now that I was listening back to it while you had it played, and thanks for that. I'm very happy people like it. I think I liked it more through this thing than when I play 37 myself, like on the computer and listen back at it. But it's been 7 months now. But when I got on, it was very cool I got on right when you were saying to whoever, you gotta, take a break. Social media after a while, because you gotta remember there's a life outside. And if anyone knows it's you, what did happen to Rick? That's exactly what happened. And it just happened to fall when this fucking CV thing started, and in March, I was just like, oof, in the middle of this whole thing. And I just freaked out right away, reprioritized everything, dug for information, for some music, was kind of on the shelf for at least the time that it was going to take me to inform myself properly. I don't have a TV signal or anything, and I don't believe in it, so I had to dig, man, and I watched hours of things, and you get the best of whatever you think that resonates with you, that you feel to be true, and then you go, okay, this is what's going on. Now, what do I do? Do I get a bag ready? Yes, I think I am. So that's what I did. But meanwhile, you have to go work for that boss, it juices you out. So like you get home at the end of the day and you're like, oh, right, I got this thing to record now, and I want it to be as perfect as possible. So that's pretty much it. But I'm very, very happy to be back, and it's a good timing for me. I needed it, man. It was a weird 7 months, like everybody else. It's pretty weird out here. The lockdown is very serious. I don't believe it. But yeah. So that's what happened. So it's a good and very mysterious coincidence that your interview came out of the blue as I was constantly trying to get this done, and I never succeeded night after night after night. Just go to bed too early because tomorrow we're gonna start again, and now I'm about to have it, and you're on, and the elections are like in a week and a half, and it's the theme of it all. Because of what went on, I decided to add 2 voice samples in the songs. It's not my voice. One is from Simon Parks. The other one is from the great John F. Kennedy. So I fool around with this last interview in 61, where you can find everywhere on YouTube. Took the clips, delayed words here and there, cut it, put it back, played around. So my outro for 38 is exactly what it is. It fades out kind of on a, in this thing that you might have heard in the excerpts, where it just goes with some wahs and FX, and then you got him speeching out to the UN, right, in 61, telling all of them exactly what is going on today about mass control and secret societies and all of that. And this was in 61. So it resonated with me so much, and I decided to have it at the end of it. And Simon Parkes is actually just a guy who has very, very huge YouTube channel. He's from the UK. He's so kind. He's so brilliant. And I follow him. He's kind of a light worker. As you know me, with the positive vibrations and all that, I get watch, motivational shit that's coming out of these very knowledgeable people. His channel is called Collective Consciousness. And there's thousands of subscribers, but it's on July 25th that he was in the second part of his show. It's kind of a 1 hour and a half podcast that he pops out every Sunday, almost every Sunday. And the second part is his wife answering questions. So she reads out the questions to him. You don't see her, Becky, she's lovely. And he's just in his chair with his cat, and he's answering the questions. And he's, talking about aliens and interventions and stuff like that. And of course, I'm not trying to convince anyone of my beliefs or anything like that, but I'm kind of into these things a lot. So I was very fascinated that he starts answering a question by saying to the guy, he was answering it just like that. Oh, okay, Vicky. Well, I think that this human race is being controlled and conditioned, in an overall plan, and we better wake up and we better fight against it. Okay, Vicky, what's the next question? And then he goes on, but it just banged in my head for the acoustic middle part. I said, oh yeah, what if I switch from the metal part that just goes down into this acoustic sweet passages and have his 8 seconds of thing that just popped out at July 25th. So very, very excited about it. So it's coincidental but ironic at the same time that this 38 that's going to be posted any minute, almost if not tonight, tomorrow, and the elections that are coming, a lot of stuff is going to change right after it. It's going to be that one kind of election that no one knows the outcome of it, but it's going to change for good or bad. It's going to be huge. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy that I was away for so long, because it just it's perfect timing for me. That's how I feel. So I'm thankful and grateful for it. So thank you so much for being part of this.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Yeah, breaks are great. I mean, every time I take a break, it's I come back fresher and just more creative. It's I don't skip a beat. I mean, I come right back, right on top where I left off, But it's good. I mean, just from music and everything, even social media. I mean, you can't let them consume you. I mean, a lot of people do. I mean, they take the social media as their life, and they make their life around social media. It's come on, man. You got to live life out there. And with what I'm doing, I try to keep it going, because I know a lot of people get inspired, and a lot of people, even look forward to seeing these little interviews and stuff, and that's great, man. I want to keep it going for a while. So, but yeah, I'm really glad you accepted. That was really cool when I sent you the interview. And
it was so unexpected. I would have never thought that someone would even ask for such a thing. So no, I'm super thankful. And it's such an honor, and it's good timing, as I explained. So it's cool. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for everybody who joined, and many of them were kind of anticipating it. And I made this promo video for it 2 days ago that you saw. So I was let's make the most out of this thing. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen nicely, and
Absolutely. Yeah, it was great. That promotional video was awesome. That blew me away. I saw that and was like, whoa, check this out. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. I like that a lot. Thank you very much for that. That was definitely unexpected myself.
I really felt it. It was around 8:30 or 9, and I had tried the song and failed, and it's okay. It's not going to work tonight. So what can I do? So then I thought of it. I said, so why not just drag as many people as we can if we're going to make this interview on Saturday? So I'm very happy. It turned out good, and it was a section of it that I didn't put in the last excerpts. it's a good section of it. I like it. Like there are breaks and atmospheres in the song. These Mooga-like song sound here and there are with the processor that I'll show you. It's an old school Boss GT3.
Far out. So what? How long have you been playing music and all?
Okay, so
what did you start with, drums or guitar?
The flute, the recorder at school, like
really
elementary school.
Yes.
The soprano, and then the next year, elementary 3, they suggested, or no, 4, they suggested the alto for the bass line. You know, the bigger one. It's still a Yamaha brown plastic flute, but it's bigger in 3 pieces, you know. So I was amazed by that. I loved it. I was good at it, and I was good on the soprano. So they asked me, but you had to buy it, you know. So I had to ask Mom, hey, I got to buy this thing. It's bigger than the other one. Like, it's $20, Mom. Oh. So I bought it, and I loved it. And that same year, she forced me to go to nuns for many reasons. So that was a drag, but that one thing that was good, it was that plus the piano lessons with the nun every Thursday at 4:30 after the day. I'd be spending like a half hour with that nun. She had a piano with the Jesus on the wall and the whole thing. And I was fascinated, Dennis. I love that. But obviously, you know, all my mom was going to say yes to was a cardboard piece that folds twice and the keyboards on that. So there you go, kid, practicing your room on a cardboard, which I did. It helped my splitting the hands, because you read the bass line on with the left hand and you read the other one, you know, with the right hand. I lost it. I had lessons later, grade 6, I think, with a piano in the house, because I was sent to an aunt and they had a piano. So I had a once a week kind of thing. And that same year, my friend's parents bought him an acoustic guitar. So I was into the piano lessons, and we were just like 11 years old and really passionate about the Bark at the Moon, Shout at the Devil, Love at First Sting, Pyromania, Speak of the Devil, and Dario Madman, and all these records that were coming out with Metal Health from Quiet Riot, and you know, Out of the Cellar from Rat, and all these records that were coming out, and we didn't know shit about, you know, playing, you know, rock or metal or anything, but we loved it. So as soon as he had the acoustic, because behind the piano was a classic guitar, I figured, okay, let's call the other friend, the third friend, and we'll just get him to play on the first 4 strings. So he'll be the bass player, you'll be the guitar player, and I'll go upstairs, get some 4-liter ice cream pots and maple syrup, little empty cans with the plastic lid. I'll get a plank, some nails, and a hammer. Watch me. So I made a little drum kit on a plank, and I damaged the table of my friends while, like, in process with so we had a band, and we didn't know how to play, but Dennis, the dude with the acoustic guitar and the once a week guitar lessons, had 3 chords when he came back from the first lesson. So he goes, I have 3 chords. It was obviously tuned, you know, standard E. So he goes, no, it was like the E. I believe it was just like, yeah, I knew how to do this and this and this. I said, okay, so let's make a song, you know. So we started at that time. I was 11, didn't know anything else than 3 chords, and I was a drummer. So that's a while ago. I was 11 years old. So it was kind of folk, very folk. And my brother, who was at another aunt foster home, was sending me lyrics that he was infatuated by from a local folk singer, all in French, and a vulgar, local, popular, famous French folk guy, like, that we all love, that our parents never allowed us to listen to because it was so vulgar in his songs. but he mailed me these letters, through the mail with the lyrics. Oh man, you gotta read this, because he was into this. So I grabbed these lyrics, the three chords that Dennis had, and the bass player had to just follow him. And I was banging on these things. So no kick, obviously. There's no kick. It's just a plank on a table. And the sticks, I didn't even know you could buy any. I was 11 years old, like mowing the lawn in the country at my uncle's. So I went in the tool shed, where he has his tools and everything. And I find these long square sticks, and I try to put them like tubular or something that can make sticks with, and let's tape them with electric tape at the end. Okay, I got sticks, guys. All right, let's have a band. Let's jam. Let's do this. I got lyrics. Where do we start? What do we do? Motley Crue, So 2 years later, one had an electric Yamaha, the other one had a Cord headless bass, and then we were playing covers like Looks That Kill, a few like Run to the Hills. So we were 13, 14 at that time. I didn't have a kick, but I had a snare that I paid $100 with Roto Tom that I played $100. I must have paid $150. Then we had that band going. I had real shitty cymbals for a few years, and then I got a kick, and then I got another kick the year after, and so on and so on. And then we went into thrash metal, and later on into death metal. And I'll send you the link for the last effort we did. That was pretty kick-ass. I might have sent it to you a while ago. It was called Medieval, and I was a drummer. It was in 92.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was.
I think I remember you saying that, but I can't recall it right now. I have to go back and check it out, though.
Yeah, it was a great production. So that's where it all started. I hope this can answer the question as best I can.
That was great. I mean, that's the story I was looking for. that was awesome.
Like Joe, this friend, I think he's on Juice 333. His kid was like 4 or 5 years old, man, and he bought him that little mini drum kit, and I'm like, oh man, at 5, if my mom would have bought that to me, my life wouldn't have been the same. But it's each has a story for a reason. I think it's all good. It's all cool. Yeah.
Right. Right.
I'll go find a link for that a little later if you want.
Right on. So yeah, I love your YouTube channel, man.
This thing and tune pretty cool, more than the two other ones, but still it tuned down to B, right? It's tuned down with a heavy gauge also for my music. So if I strum too strongly, they're very, like the action is super close to the neck. It starts buzzing, so I got to be careful and get used to it. Plus the space between the strings isn't the same as you got on electric. It's a little wider. So because I do this kind of like there's more open strings than not in the riff sequence, which is super simple. So the challenge is just to have the sustain not killed by any one of my huge fingers, while doing so. And be like, I got 2 tracks playing on the playback. And I'm super close, and my ears are buzzing because it's so loud. I'm like, is the balance all right? But it went well, And but yeah, when I if I get into it too much, then it buzzes. But at the same time, I kind of like the style that it gives to it. So I don't know. I'll see what I'll do with future things with this. You remember that band Days of the New?
Mm-hmm.
Weren't they kind of a stoner, like acoustic instruments banging, kind of catchy band? Like I remember it was like. I don't remember what kind of riffs they were like. I think this is kind of what they were doing, like very stoner kind of. Or whatever it was. So I might try that in later Rick's Riffage episodes. I don't know. That'd be a cool thing to have. Now that I'm trying it for the first time.
Definitely.
All right, man. So I got no amps. I'm the guy with no amp. I'd love to have a typical 4-speaker cabinet, with a head that just drives my Boss signal and mic it very, very well, as best as I can with the knowledge I dug, to do so. You can play around with the mics a lot, and that gives a good thing to have on a separate track. And then when you get to mix, you got different things that you can mix it with. But I'm not sure if I can turn this around and show you what my rig is, but my rig is digital. Right?
Actually, there's a little button down there. You go. Yep.
Okay. So it's the old school. I bought it brand new in '97. There was a GT5 version that had 2 more patches, I think. So you can pretty much program everything to do everything. Later on, they came up with other versions that had knobs rather than, these. Okay, so my main sound. This one here. I got preamp, right? It's on. They have a few different types, so I chose this one that simulates 5150. I got the volume at 20. Can you see well?
Yep, very well.
The bass is 65 or 3? And then I got the middle at 55. The treble is 62. And the presence is 19. It gets messy if I turn that up too much. Look at the master, it's 95. It's still very high. The preamp gain is at middle, so I could have it low, middle, or high. I guess it's only 3 choices. And then there's a speaker simulator. The mic setting is at 10 centimeters. The mic level is 100, and the direct level is 30. So there's a mix right here, you see, with the speaker simulator feature. So I got a 30% direct signal that's going through with the mic level at 100. What else do we have? I guess I could change. I thought there was a position of it. Okay, so 10 centimeters, and you can have it center or up until 10 centimeters, what is 10 centimeters? Okay, so I had it at 8. So that's my main sound, okay? I doodled with the copy of this on the other patch that I'm not going to use. I just put too much phase in it. And did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is cool. It's super compressed. The name is the one they gave to the preset OD2 MS 1959. So for amp lovers, I'm sure someone would actually know what that is. See if I'm kicked out. I tried recording it again. Am I kicked out?
No, you're good.
I'm good. Okay. I think I'm recording it. Okay. So
hey, there is a way. I want to say I forget who it was. I know Frog was in here, but anyway, their band. What was hold on. It was yeah, I did an interview with the band Deathblade. It was the whole band.
Deathblade.
And somehow, I don't know how they did it, but somehow they were able to record the whole thing and put it on their page. So somehow there's a way to record it. I have no idea. I'm not computer savvy at all. I don't know.
Well, since
I'm lucky.
It's going to be archived on your page, so I'll go back once it's on your page and archived, and then I'll record with the it's called Mobi Recorder app, and then
there you go.
All right, so I did show you the wall. It's one of my favorites. I couldn't afford much when I went to the store, so it's a weird brand. It's called George Dennis. I never saw that much after. I think they were a retailer of them. And what I like about it is that little switch. Okay. So when I play these things, that's the one I use. So I use it down, and it goes really, I don't know. aquatic. Can I say that? Is that a word?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, so that's the setup, man. It's my little home. It's got not much, and I got the backdrop. That's actually a dollar store tablecloth, a plastic tablecloth, and these are kind of velvet pieces of fabric that I just carried over the years and always kept them. And this is just nylon, so I just pinned these. I got a keyboard, man, and it's a DeepMind 12. It's brand new, and I never used it. The tag is still on it, and I can't wait to use it. Basically, it was for B3 organ sounds that I want to get out of it for a progressive rock project that I have. And you know what, Dennis? I'm getting rid of about 4 guitars very soon. So my 3 Les Pauls, the Epiphones. So I got the super cool Floyd Rose. This has a Floyd Rose. We don't see much, but I got 2 Epiphones here and another one there. So what I'll keep. Okay, so this is the Explorer that I use on many episodes. Epiphone Explorer got that I kind of like a lot. Juice 333 has one like that. I'll keep it. I think I'll keep it. Yeah, I will. The other one I won't. It's same thing but Les Paul Goth. These I'm gonna keep them 3. I can't wait to set up this one. It's the Epiphone limited edition 2015 custom. It was the last one in Canada when I purchased it, brand new. A few months later, I tried, and then nothing's coming out of the pickups. So I received through the mail not too long ago a few sets of Invader-style pickups. I don't know if you know about pickups. I don't. I'm starting to learn about them. So these are going to be loaded into many of these. I had a stoner rock band in the early 2000s, and I was using this one. It's got 70 gauge on it. Huge gauge.
Wow.
Super low. And yes, I heard you about bass. So yes, there will be bass in my episodes, and I chose this one here. Typical Epiphone, the cheapest, but I modified it to be able to have a super low tuning on it.
Badass.
The gauge is so thick that both posts came out. Pop, pop. They popped out because the gauge is too heavy. So I ended up having to fool around and put some flooring glue into the post a few times before it did work. And that's the I love it. So I bought it $280 used, and I bought a red one, the same for the other project. I'll keep it standard E. So everything comes from this. The Tascam old school recorder. I got drums on 8 separate tracks. Now it's mixed onto 2 for this song, but typically I just record my episodes with a rough mix of the drums, with obviously lots of leakage through the toms, and because they're not scrubbed, it's just a rough mix of it, That's it. So for recording, I use cheap Behringer's units. So basically, every drum mic is going through 1, 2, 3, or even sometimes 4 processors, old school processors, before they actually fed into the in record track. And my goal is always obviously to have it, as close as possible just before it clips, to have the max of it. So I'm very happy with the drum sound when it's dry, because it's in your face, it's not cleaned out, so it means it's going to be easy to clean out and have it still with the maximum headroom as possible in the mix, which is great for the end of it. Because as you know, it's old school drums, no triggers. So yeah. Then I got the tuner, typical Behringer tuner. So what I did, because the Boss processor that I showed you is the main thing, but it's it's still a pickup speaker simulator, right? So I said, okay, I'm gonna try and find a preset in one of the DSPs that has kind of a speaker effect in it, and I found a few presets, and it makes a difference. So if I put it out or on, you can hear the difference. So I don't know, the sound, it doesn't sound like a real cabinet, but I like the sound that it gives. The sound that I have, it's not the typical super ultra modern metal sound. Like it's got a lot of 1986 Master Puppets soul in it, which is what I wanted with the palm muting and the that is not cranked up to the mids, like all the way up with the treble all the way up too. There's a lot of mid cutting in that sound, to have that chug, that he was doing. So when I started my influences, I told a buddy about it. I said, I don't know what my style is going to be, but I kind of want to make something between Peace Out and Who's Buying and Master of Puppets. And then he looks at me and goes, I said, well, yeah, I was 16 years old when these two were on, and it was the reason I was living these two records. So for maybe about like 2.5 years, I was just, it was better than a girl.
We got 5 seconds, man.
Okay.
We're gonna come. All right, we're gonna go for a part 2 with Rick DeVault. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, so there was a little tour. I hope it was good. If maybe if you want to go next and just go ahead with whatever you want to talk about, or ask people if they want to ask anything.
Dude, that was awesome, man. You got some great equipment, man. It's that was really cool. Definitely cool. Yeah, that's a scam. I was looking at it. It's a Tascam 24 SD CD. It burns CDs and all. Supposed to. But yeah, I was looking at getting that last year. I might get it this year. I don't know. Just because it's got all them tracks. I mean, right now, what I have really is only an 8-track, and I want more tracks. I like layering guitars. I like to have at least 2 to 3, like just rhythm tracks, just to make that rhythm sound thick, and even in like 3 different guitars, so it just kind of gives that even more unique, sound. And then of course, different like octaves. Like I'll play some songs I've done. I'll actually have like, like a lot of black metal will have a synthesizer, and just be like just a tone, just like an ambient kind of tone. I'll do that with guitars, and I'll layer like 3 octaves, like a 3-part octave, just as a background kind of thing. And just little things like that make a big difference. And but the thing is, I'm really slow. I had a guy, I'm still waiting for the backing track, but somebody just approached me the other day telling me that he has some riffs that he's kind of stuck with, and he doesn't know where to go with them or whatever, and wanted to send them to me to see what I can do with them. And I'm more than honored. I mean, I need a project to work on. Right now, I'm dead. As far as writing goes, I'm kind of dead in the water. I'm trying to find inspiration, but I can't get in that groove, But if I have someone else's work that I can feed off of, then I can add to it. You know what I mean? That's where my best creativity is adding to stuff and building.
Exactly.
When I first got with the band I'm in, which things are going really, really slow with that. I started with them with my band. We started back. It was July last year. Low Tech approached me and wanted me to join up with him, playing bass. He didn't have a bass player because his bass player was his best friend for years. He got a back injury. From the back injury, developed a heroin addiction. Long story short.
Yeah. Like feeling simple.
He started stealing, out of the band account, pawning Neil's equipment, Low Tech. He was taking his equipment and pawning it. So stuff like that. So anyway, he more or less disassembled everything, shut the whole band down. I mean, they had everything on. I mean, all the platforms, all the Spotify, Apple iTunes, you name it. They had like 4 albums on that, and he took everything down. Just completely starting over again now. So what he's doing now is he was kiting. It was kiting for the longest time. Now he's going to go under Low Tech, which is his stage name. So anyway, but yeah, things right now are just going really slow. I started off as bass. He wanted me to play bass for him. I played bass, and I was like, all right, cool. We got the bass going and stuff, and I learned all the songs, and he was happy with that. He was happy just to see me play his song. I was like, cool. Yeah. Well, then one of the songs called "Get Up and Kill," he told me that he said, "Man, it's got a breakdown that's too long. Just see if you can do something with that." So I'm trying to do a solo in there or something. So I was like, all right. So I wrote a solo for it, and it turned out really good, I think. But I messed with that song for probably 6 months, just changing this, adding that, taking this out, putting this in. And, and even though it's his song, he wrote the song. It came from his first album in 2005. Second album, I'm sorry, off the second album, 2005.
Right.
No, it was first album, 2005. But as much work as I put into it, I almost feel it's part mine, just because I put a lot of work. I mean, I have it on my recorder as my collection. But it is one song. There's only a few songs that he's going to carry on from Chitin and like live shows and whatnot. But that's definitely going to be one of them. That's one that's going to be continued on the live shows and whatever. And a few others that, because he's got a following. He had a following of, a lot of people, are familiar with him. So that's also why with going with Low Tech, people will recognize Low Tech. Oh yeah, I remember him. Let's go check him out. So, but right now everything is so slow. I mean, he gave me a couple of backing tracks to mess with that he started playing with, and that was it. And then I haven't gotten any more from him for a long time. He just stopped doing anything. And the last I talked to him, he was talking about giving it all up. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? He's like, you talking about with the pandemic, we can't do anything anyway. I'm like, dude, it ain't going to be forever, man. I mean, let's do this. I haven't been on stage in like 25 years. And I'm anxious to get up there and play. I want to play. I love to play. I love to perform. I just love it. You understand how it is. You know what I mean? I get on stage and play.
The ultimate experience, man. Oh yeah, definitely. The last one was, I believe, in 2008 or 9. That's a long time ago. So I can feel you, man. Oh yeah, that's totally the coolest experience and the hardest to get to, because you need to deal with 3 other guys. So I'm like you. I'm all alone with my thing, and it's not easy to be alone. Yes, I'm fortunate to be able to have, cool drum tracks, because I'm mostly a drummer more than that. I'm a guitar player, but I'm still alone at the end of the day, and there's no checking me out, But it's cool. We do this because we love it, right? So
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
I really dug. I dug the Low Tech stuff that you sent my way. I remember that, and many of your YouTube episodes also. So, and I wrote it in my promo video. Man, you're a passionate and super active musician, like everybody else. You're gonna take your breaks when you need to, but not many, shed this passion of being in the moment, being in the present, like you are. You cannot be really more into this than you are right now, can you?
I don't know, man.
This is life.
Absolutely.
I don't do live videos. That's what my point is. So you're in the moment, you're active, and that's super inspirational for me. AJ's the same. Many people are the same. Rob at No Love Lost is super active. Maori down south, he's super active. Like all these other people, I'm forgetting names, but it's super inspirational. I love it.
Right on. Yeah, I kind of started doing these because it was kind of, I guess, my way of getting out to people and talking with other musicians and whatever. And it's been pretty cool. It's been a fun ride. Right now, I only have 2 more interviews after you that I've got booked. And I'm going to have to either find some more or take a break, one or the other. Both of them sound good to me. I mean, I like to keep on going, but at the same time, I kind of need a break.
But you're doing great, man. It's awesome. And, I didn't know when that started because that was when I was away, right? And then it's just recently that I came back, and then you asked for it. And I was super excited. I thought it was such a great idea. If I didn't have like so much of these things that are like, clogging my brain, I'd probably like to do something like that. And Lisa, if you're watching or not, we were discussing this because, as you know, I don't type back so much. I leave voice recordings, you know that, right? And many people are used to me with having these voice clips. I'm trying to save time when I can, and I just like it better. I get my point across much faster. And she goes, "Oh, thanks for your voicemail. Like your voice clip. It was awesome. You should do little voice podcasts or stuff like that. And there are so many things I could do. It'd be so cool. But yeah, you got to make choices. So I find it super cool that you're doing this. And I'd love to do the same. I think it's cool that you give other musicians opportunities like this too. I'm very grateful, man. It's fucking awesome. So I don't know if anybody have any specific questions or anything. I don't want to eat all of your lifetime. I don't know how much left there is, but we can go for that, or I can show you what the sounds are from the black and the red one if you want. Or
why don't you show us your? You got that double neck, the 12-string, 6-string.
All right, so
that's badass.
Okay, so one friend on the Facebook feed was talking about, he goes, when you think 12-string, you think about Jimmy Page or Roger Hodgson, not that in-your-face sound, Rick. So it was my experiment when I decided to try it out. So first I had to tune it down to B, find the strings that were going to be working on this. If you have them too heavy, it's just not going to work. There are 12 of them, right? So it was a great challenge, and it's still not set up. So I was lucky enough, and I can't wait to have it sent to the shop. I have 2 bone nuts here with new tuners. I showed you the pickups already. I want to have it rerouted, maybe for something to just switch from one to the other one faster or something. So I'll show you what the difference is. So because this song has both the SG and this one, I blend them into a little mixer, because I'm going to switch. Usually I don't have to do that. So what do we have? I should be on. Is it too loud, Dennis?
No, not at all.
Is it loud enough? It's a little too much.
A little bit.
Yeah, it sounds not great right now.
Yeah, the IG, with the way the sound.
I panned them too, so this is coming out of the right a little way more than the other playback 6-string is playing on the other speaker. So maybe that's why it kind of overloads, I think. And get the difference pretty quick, So the pickups are going to change a lot. The nuts, the tuners, even the wiring, if I can have, because whoever claims this is a real serial number can pretty quickly see when you go on the Gibson sites that, oh yeah, I saw many other guitars, released with the same, serial number, so it's obviously not. So yeah, it was an experiment. I said, why not just try a Chinese one and see what I can do with it once it's customized. So the plan was never to have so many episodes done with it the way it is, until now. So I'm happy I did, but I can't wait to have it, really set up. Because there needs to be many files, frets filed over here if I want this to work. It's just too low, man, in B. So obviously, as soon as I come here, it starts. There's nothing, like you can tell this one. Most of these are gonna have to be filed. Plus, the truss rod work, but everything on it is cool. The weight, the balance, and one tuner is a little off, like the way it's screwed it, and that's pretty much what I can say. So, it's obviously not my go-to first guitar for the studio, right? That's just a good thing to have if you want to mix both, So I switched from a section to this one. But the experiment was really to see if it was going to blend in that tuning with the other guitar player playing a regular 6. So that was what the experiment was. Yeah, it can be cool if I'm just playing like this one and the other one's not playing and then comes in. But it's typically the other way around. The playing, like the backtrack, the other guitar player, which is also me, is just playing. And then I come in on the 12, right? Or on the 6. Yeah, so I love it. I love everything about it, especially the wood on the neck.
Oh, yeah, that's gorgeous.
I love the joint work because it's perfect. There's no leakage, no nothing, no spoil, smudge, I think you guys say. Okay, so I made myself a gift not too long ago, and I said, I'll give another one a try. I want a white one, right? So I got a white one, but it's got no strings on, and this is for the rock progressive project, which is going to be tuned standard E, right? So that's for later. It's gorgeous, kind of the same way, but it's smudged a bit here and there, and the shape is way off, like super way off. It's kind of the small one. I think I sent a picture when I was disputing the purchase, and I think the space here is like 3.5 inches, and it should be 5. So yeah, but for the price, it was all right. All right, so the favorite one is obviously this one. It weighs nothing, man. Gibson released 2 years of them, and they call them SG1s. It's got a little 1 on a truss rod cover. You see it now. I just had a nut done, but the luthier was not into my project. It was I want to make weird instruments from scratch and be known for them and famous. So it was kind of a try, but he did a setup, and still the first one is buzzing, and I got to bring it back to another place. But it's my main one. I love it. I record with it. It's got the little you guys flag right on the back, and it's 97. So I get into the store. 97. I don't know how old I was, but in my 20s, and I was like, oh shit, man, I want one. Tony, Iommi, I want one. He goes, I got this one that is not too expensive because the release was 1 pickup only. Which is why most people then dig them, because there's no neck pickup. But I loved it because of it. There's still a split coil, a little switch, so you can kind of have a different sound. So I'll give you a little sample if you want. I don't have anything else really. I showed you the other ones, and that's the rig. I like it. It's enough to what I need to do. And the bass is gonna, when I 7 months ago and last year when I was trying to crank up one episode every week, it was too much for me to just come up with everything and do the bass track. Also, hit every kick, on the bass track, and it's a lot of work. But I want to start that soon. I think it's missing. And it's cool that I have a progression. If you watch my first few episodes and the latest ones, you can see the progression. So I think it's going to be more than welcome to have a fresh start with new bass tracks accompanying the whole thing. There's a very strong chance that there will be one for this one. That's not going to sound super awesome bass sound, but at least there's going to be a bass track on it. I did it already. It's saved onto my phone. So I'll just paste it over it. I'll just try to paste it over the whole damn thing and see if it works. All right.
Yeah, I see if anybody, I know AJ's been talking about the open air because he has a hard time with open air. For some reason, I have a good sound. I don't know why. I've done a lot of experimenting trying to get my sound right. But IG with this stream, it's for some reason it doesn't come through good. He was talking. He said Twitter's the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know. He says, I don't know how you get the sound so good, Dennis. I can't play open air at all. I don't know. I just somehow it works for me, I guess.
Yeah. Most people nowadays are really into their in-ear monitors and everything's a computer. So I'm open air pretty much. It's got its ups and downs, it's ups and downs because I'm in an apartment building. So there's a lot of action in the hallway and the front door and everything. And, runnings with crackheads just right there on the sidewalk and angry people slamming doors at 5 a.m. and stuff like that. So if I'm meant to do an acoustic little open air part, it's like, okay, just keeping fingers crossed.
Right.
But
I know we talked about.
I was gonna say, but I have no dog or no wife who's gonna whine at me out loud out of the blue, so that's good.
Right. Sarsipius is asking. He wanted to know how long you've been playing guitar. We talked about it earlier, but he was wanting to know how long you've been playing.
Yeah. So when I was into the piano lesson, I was 11, and my friend had this acoustic and had these lessons. I kept on borrowing it, when we were in the living room and play and tell him, okay, try this. All right, try this. And then I grabbed the stick and always kind of doodling. And I was into songwriting more than anything, more than drums, more than instrument assignments, or I was into create a song. So and it was an intuition for me to just grab it because it has strings. You can produce sounds. But I remember at some point, I was 14 and it didn't go bad at the uncle's and I had to be sent back to my mom. So we were going to keep the band regardless. So I was going to do that year in school in Quebec City rather than Ottawa. And I remember actually writing songs on my flute, on my little plastic Yamaha recorder for them and writing down all the partitions and sending them through the mail to them and go, hey, this summer, as soon as we're done, June 24th, I'm headed for the whole summer and we're going to have all these new great songs, why don't you learn them while I'm here? And we were 14 or 15. So does that answer the question? 11 years old is when I started playing guitar. And I bought one when I was 14 for songwriting for them. None of these two guitar players ever liked the fact that the drummer was writing and telling them, "Do you like this? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Let's do this one over and over and over and over." And we split. When we split, we were 22. One left. The less prolific one left when he was 19. He was forced to. In the medieval link that I'll share, you can keep up. It was really like top-notch death metal riffing, and it was just too much for him. And me and the other one stuck for a while, and then I don't know. It just ended at some point for many typical band reasons, human reasons. But yeah, we more than being musicians, we had that friendship and that band vision thing going for that whole period of time from 11 to 21. So like 1 decade. And I got back into it in 96, a lot more. And that's when I decided I was going to be a guitar player. And it was a weird decision, a big dilemma, because we were going to put a project together, me and the only bass player that had remained. And that's when we moved to Montreal from Ottawa. And that was in 96. So I'm a guitar player since 96. I think that's the best answer. I have my drums at the studio downtown. And they're set up for recording, but the mics are off. They're not on yet. And the whole rig is three times as big as the one I showed you at the drum studio. So it's a rehearsal studio that I share with another band. So I have 2 nights, 2 days in a week, and I'm just a drummer. So it's cool for them. You know, I'm alone. It's clean. There's no partying or nothing. They're cool. They're very, very cool guys. I really like them. It's not cheap, but it's safe. It's and it's good for recording. Even though it's got a very, very low ceiling, that'll be the first time I record drums with such a low ceiling. The tracks you hear had a much higher ceiling. I like to mix head like kind of a room sound to my sound if I can. I never got into leads like you or these shredders because of everything I've just explained to you. So it's super understandable. We only have 24 hours in a day, and I'm into songwriting and riffs, you know. So I said, okay, why not do what I'm best at? I'm really better at riffing than anything else, you know. And I asked Juice to feature on the record for one song on the solo, like feature a solo. Joe Gregorio, and he will. I think so. He said yes back in the day last year. It was for, he picked number 7. Rob from No Love Lost, I think, picked number 9. But he also liked number 27. And you're also invited to pick a number and feature as a guest. So I think this is great. Like you were mentioning, you know, collaborations that they really change your dynamic as a creator. And I was telling you, yeah, man, like, way to go. It's exactly the case. I'm alone now, but it's not the best outcome. It's cool. It's better than not doing any. But, you know, it'll be cool to have guys coming in and just, you know, participate on the record for leads. I'm going to try and have some, you know, but I do just the simple ones. I'm trying to get away from the typical pentatonic ones that I know. It's the only ones that I know because of that stoner rock band that we had in the early 2000s. And it's like a mountain to me. I'm like, wow, okay. But I figured out how I could get to it. It's time. It's like anything else, like drum patterns or anything else. And all these guys who are showing like shredding techniques on YouTube are amazing. And one came up with the best trick that I can, and he goes, go one at a time and slam every note, man, and make sure your alternate picking is very cool. So it's a project. I'd love to get into that. It'd be cool. It would be almost a must at the point I'm at right now.
Right?
You know, to be able to just like shred leads here and there. So I'll have to take a break. Either I do that or I create new riffs for new episodes for new weeks. Or I sit down and say, okay, finish the fucking record. But do it, you know. records worth of stuff, just like in 37 episodes, if I'm correct, because I checked and there are only 2 that I'm okay leaving behind. But you saw the change in the style, right? From the earlier episodes. Did you see that my right hand started to have a lot more fun with triplets and stuff like that? Way more than the few first episodes, because I did the drum tracks, so it's so easy for me to just follow what I'm playing like on my drums. So it gives me this opportunity to have a unique style, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's super cool. So obviously when I sit down and go, okay, so record 1 is going to have these 2, these 3, and that one, this one. Obviously the earlier ones are going to be changed beyond belief because of this progression that happened. I'm having way more fun. I was jammed, embarrassed, shy, sweating. I was like, I was so nervous, Dennis, and I'm still very nervous every time I do this. But the first few, like 10 episodes, it was complete nightmare. Not one of them had everything perfectly going. And it was a challenge that I threw at myself when I was, listening these guys about how to beat procrastination by dropping perfectionism. And that was my rule of thumb. So I said, okay, Rick, either you do it or you don't. If you want to do it, you got to drop perfectionism. It's the only way. You got to dive in. You just have a phone. Fuck it. You do it. Do it with just your phone. You can do it. And that's how and Juice, Joe, thank you, Joe. He actually insisted one extra time. And I said, okay, you're going to hear my guitarist. Because I was just posting pictures of them in the beginning. When are we going to hear him? When are we going to hear him? Okay, so, let's do one Refugee episode every week and see where that goes. And then I jumped to the pool, right? I was frozen. I watched them and I'm embarrassed, but I'm happy that it's super normal to start somewhere and to get to somewhere else. You can't be super confident overnight. I was going to show my face. I was going to be standing up. The first few ones were on a chair. And then I said, I'm not comfortable doing that on a chair. It's just weird. It's just not me. So let's see if I can do it standing up. But then the living room lighting is fucking up with the lighting on your neck. And then you're like, wow, it's much more difficult playing standing up. Because, you don't have full control on what you see, like when you're sitting. But I got used to it. The height, the straps, I had to really go, okay, what am I going to do? What height do I want? Especially the red one, the double neck, because the perfect position would be right where there's no neck between the two. So I'm like, okay, so let's have the strap that length in. Can't wait to finish the records. So you pick a song, right? And you feature a creative shred on that. You will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can't even say otherwise I'm going to beat your ass, because first I don't beat up people, and second you're in Maryland, right?
Yep.
and you're much bigger than I am, right? Look at you. So no, we're going to do that. So. But you're most welcome to be my guest on that, and that'd be great.
Right on, brother. I'll definitely do something.
Yeah.
I'll get something to do, as a matter of fact. Because I'm waiting. I got a guy that's supposed to be giving me some tracks sometime this weekend that I'm interested in checking out. And then somebody hit me up. It was it's Metal Album Reviews. It's Daniel Garner from that Deathblade band. He's doing a backing track. He wants to do a collaboration jam. So 20 guitars. So he's going to put these backing tracks together and have us put our solos to them. Something like what Jared Dines did or whatever. But he hit me up on this back in August. And he says something about October he's going to have tracks to me. And it's going well into October. So I don't know where those tracks are. I have no idea.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm not, if it comes to me and it happens, it happens. That's cool. But yeah, but I'll definitely work on one of yours. I think I already have one. I might have back in 38. I looked at 38 a lot. I might see what I can do with that.
For sure, man.
Trying to get into a groove with it, and maybe want to pick up the guitar and play along with it, and try to get into the groove. But I'll take it to you.
Is most of your playing done in drop D or standard E or C or C sharp?
Yeah, mainly drop D. I'll drop down to, I don't know what it is, and it's C. I have no idea, but if you hit your E string and your A string together, and you turn it way down deep, you get this like really deep octave that comes in. It actually tunes off the 12th fret, which I believe is a full step. It might be, now that I'm thinking about it, wouldn't that be E? Another octave of E?
Yeah, you can go that low, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because it does. If you tune it, if you go all the way down to your 5th fret or your 12th fret, it'll be the same as your A string. That's your A. So I guess it's A. I guess it would be A. I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know music. I don't know if Steve's from a hole in the wall, to tell you the truth.
Okay, so
play.
Right. But so your guitar is tuned standard E, and then you drop down the string.
Yeah.
Until you have a power chord with the 2 open.
Yes.
That's it. So it's kind of what we used to call the lazy power chords, because you can do the power chords just with one finger, right?
But it goes down here. Let me see if I can show real quick.
But it gives you sound you cannot obtain otherwise, which is why it's so cool, and which is probably why Pantera became huge like they did.
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really, really, really low.
That's right. So I'm regular, but just like
typically D though.
6 or 7 steps. Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Anyway, that'll be easy. I'm sure. I'll tell you how and what kind of cool gauge is good for B. Zakk Wylde, I believe most of his songs are in B tuning. So when you start a project, it's really, really important to choose what tuning you're gonna want. I think, because it changes everything, and especially on the vocalist vocal range. Like me, I have a super tiny vocal range, right? So, like tuning in A wasn't the best for me, So you gotta find your own. Most of the time, I think it's E. Standard E is the best, choice for vocals. But whatever, I'll see what it comes. I might have vocals on my songs also. I'll try. I'll see if I can sing anymore. But if so, it'll be with very, very fewer words and way more, notes and melodies than back in the day, where I was really cramming a lot of words into the phrasing and like into the void, I remember reading interviews about Ozzy saying, Geezer was coming up with these lyrics and they had so many words, I had to practice it, and it was not like, so the amount of words you have in your lyrics affect the way you're going to do it if you're going to play guitar at the same time. This is really hard to do, man. Playing guitar and singing at the same time. Geddy Lee's the master of it. Geddy Lee had good tricks. He was saying, you got to practice one to the core until you can't hear it anymore, and then you switch, you do the vocals, and then slowly you blend them together, and you practice for hours and days and millenniums. And it's really the case. You got to split yourself. Maybe because I'm a drummer, I have a better hope. But I'll let you know. I don't plan on jumping on stage, obviously, right now. I don't have a band, and I think it'd be more intelligent and brilliant for me to just finish my records first and take it from there.
Right.
Having a blast, having a blast. Maybe I'll do what you do, get on live once a week, and you start with whatever and you just jam around or whatever. I don't know, but I can't wait to have me in the studio downtown with my drums, having these new drum tracks laid out, and then documenting the whole thing and build up more episodes for my YouTube channel for how I make the shift, like from drums to guitar, and it's cool. It's cool that we can do it. Back in the day, Dennis, you know it, we couldn't do all of that in our homes with such a good sound, and so it's really cool.
Yep.
Most people use super high grade drums. I don't know how to call them, but these software you buy where you just like load in tons of drums for so many dollars, and they sound good, man. It's insane. I got a few friends. They have projects where they have these synthetic drums going, and you're like, shit, man. Even you have many of them, right? On your episodes and on your YouTube channel, you have a lot of programming, a lot of drum programming that you do, and many people do is really awesome. It's a little rigid for my personal taste, and I know you can tweak around with the human feature that's on it depending on the software. Myself, I have an old school beatbox that I can actually use to work for songwriting, and you can have a feature where you tweak it a bit, and it can be a little human. But man, I'm really into it. Whatever it takes to be creative is super cool. You don't need drums anymore. I'm just this old school guy who has this fantasy about paying $200 a month to have his drum set set up, and ready to play on downtown in a studio 2 nights a week.
Well, see, that's the thing with me. I have no idea how to program drums. What I usually do is, it was Arnold Kawaka, if I'm even pronouncing his name right. He has drum tracks on YouTube that you can search through and find his tracks. And when you find tracks you like, you can build your songs, do what you want to do with them. And if you want to use them commercially, you can buy the license for the drums. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I haven't gotten around to buying any licenses yet. So, kind of playing with what I want to do with it. If I want to maybe get someone else in to do the drum track that, that I'm more personal with. I like to find a drummer. If I could find my old drummer, the old drummer from our old band was phenomenal. But the thing is, he is probably 48 right now, and his knees are shot, and his shoulders are shot, his elbows are shot, and he can't play drums anymore. And it sucks because he was one of those drummers that he never took a lesson. He just started playing and just progressively got better and better. And we were at a show one time years ago. It was like it was a big, huge Halloween fucking party. They had a haunted house and all kinds of shit. It was huge. It was like 6 bands played. It was us and a bunch of other bands, but there was a death metal band that was there. And the drummer was these blast beats. And Lester said, "How do you do them blast beats? How do you do that?" He goes, "You're just bassing there real fast." He goes, "No, man, no. You got to double bass as fast as you can, hit a ride, and snap that snare as fast as you can." He goes, "Oh," so he sits down behind the guy's kit and did it better than him. And the guy was like, "Yeah, that's how you do it." But he just didn't ask for it. He just did it. And the thing was, he didn't watch him play with the double bass. His ankles. He didn't lift his whole foot, his whole leg. It was just his ankles. And it was like, how do you do that? And he was fast. but he just can't do it anymore.
They have it like guys in soil work, like Dirk Vanderburen or these crazy guys in the extreme metal bands. They have a technique where they swivel.
Yes, I've seen that.
So it's not old school like me, and it's not just lazy with just like that, but the actual knees are going like this, and the ankles, and it's just like swivel and goes like. That's crazy. But I did mention to you last year. Now that I was listening to you, I remembered that I did offer some drum tracks. So whenever I'm set up with through my recorder with my mics, I'll have extras. and I'll send some your way so you can have fun for nights of loneliness or inspired drumless nights that you have, and you'll have fun with them. So I'll let you know about that.
Cool. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Definitely cool.
Drums is just like to me, it's the beginning of everything.
Absolutely. I mean,
it's something I need. Like you play drums, it's you forget about everything. You don't even have to be super dead on notes, so you don't have that much of a headache that you can get with guitar. You just need to be tight, and I always drum like on anything. I used to annoy so much of my family members because, and even in school, like always making patterns with my fingers, going like constantly. And then I started to do it with my big teeth so much that my dentist was freaking out. He was like, "What did you do to your fillings? They're all cracked in half." Oh yeah, shit. I think I do drum patterns without even noticing, when I'm at work or whatever. So I'm always like doing patterns with your teeth, and you hear it in your head, and you get inspired. Music is pretty deep. It's pretty strong inspiration, whether it's painting or writing or music. Like creators, man, they can get like anything that can get you to get there is awesome. Like whatever ways that can get you to get there, man. It's just an experience. It's so cool. We could all sit down and watch TV every night like we all did at some points here and there in our lives. Or we can actually, get to it and really have fun with it. You wake up the following night and you're like, all right, it's cool that I did that. It's just, I feel different because I did that last night. And I posted it and it's up. And, I like to, it's really weird, but one of the big inspiration that I had with my buddies when I was in my band was to make music because we need some to listen to. I've been listening to The Number of the Beast more than 2 million times. I mean, we need more. Let's make some. So basically, it was my initial inspiration. Let's just make some so we have stuff to listen to. And then you play it back and you're like, cool. It's new. Because why do you like it? Because it's new. Whether you go the same 5 frets like I always do, and people probably noticed, the riffing, the patterns, everything's different. The beat, the groove is different. Everything's different. And the choices you make in your chord progression or riffing makes it something new, makes it something cool. And that's what's so cool about music, man. There's so many music creators on Spotify. Like you mentioned, you were on Spotify and all the other platforms at one point with your other band, and you must have seen and felt the pool, man. There's tons of creators. It's insane, more than ever before. Everybody's doing music, like as far as I know now. You go on the media, it's like not everybody but many, and it's cool. I love it. Man, I've seen people dropping comments. Dennis, Matt tell me, I remember him last year. He's such a cool guy. He's like, man, Rick, I've been watching a few of yours, and I picked up my Mockingbird. It was all dusty and looking like wardrobe or whatever. And he said I plugged in, and it was kind of coming through, and then I had the best weekend I've ever had in the last 5 or 6 years. I spent my weekend with my Ibanez Mockingbird, and I thank you for inspiring me. So these little things were really cool to hear, because I was like, not only does it make a difference in my life, but it seemed to make a difference in some of the people's lives a bit, just enough for me to smile. Smiling is cool, man. It's the best thing that can ever happen to you, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Absolutely. Well, I'm very happy to see that we share similar things. Thanks to AJ. Thanks to everyone who dropped comments, man. It's just wonderful to see what you're doing to people, and I'm very, very honored that I participated in it, man. It's so fucking cool.
Thank you very much, brother. It's been real cool.
Yeah. Oh, we had a lot of fun. I know I went a little, maybe more than I should have. I tend to, blab a lot, but I figured, why don't I just let it out?
That's good. Fun.
Thank you for your listening. Thank you for everything. I'm really grateful for that too. And before I forget, can you still hear my voice well?
Yes.
Okay, so my name was well pronounced when you did. So yes, it's The Vault. And the YouTube channel is called DEVAULT'S Vault because I figured I'm the vault and that's going to be my vault. So I don't have the, like, Zetro, the toxic vault, decors and everything. But I figured it's my fucking name, so I'm just going to call it The Vault. So the way we pronounce is, or the way they would pronounce it in Paris would be DeVaux. Monsieur DeVaux. Oh, mais bonjour, Monsieur DeVaux. Voudriez-vous une petite tasse de café? No, Monsieur DeVaux, would you like a little cup of tea? That'd be like that in Paris. So DeVaux would be the way it was pronounced originally. That's what my mom says, DeVaux. But yeah, so most of my thing is all in English for so long now, and all of this music thing and everything has always been. So yeah, there was this lady at work a long time ago. She's from Haiti, right? with the Haitian accent, right? In French, it's pretty funny. She was very, very kind, and she used to call me Monsieur de Vault. De Vault. She used to pronounce the A and the U right after de Vault, and the L and the T. But I think the vault is the best way you can pronounce it. Well, I didn't know what name to come up with when I started last year, and after a few days of thinking about it, I just figured that'd be the thing that I would feel the most comfortable with. It's my name, whatever.
Yeah, same exact way. Actually, my nickname here locally is Lemmy. Everybody, they've been calling me Lemmy ever since like 1992. But there's only one Lemmy, so I wasn't about to make a name for myself, so to say, under Lemmy. So I actually started my YouTube channel as Dennis Radigan Sr. And then eventually just broke it down to DRS, just made it simpler and,
I love it.
It works. I mean, it works for me.
It works for me. I loved it when you switched it to the DRS. I think it was a very good move, and I still like it a lot.
Right?
70.
Thank you very much.
What's the 74? Is your date of birth?
70 is my date of birth, yep.
Okay, so you're 2 years older than I am then, because I was born in 70.
I'll be 50 in 37 days. So November 30th. Yeah. It'll be on a Monday. But yeah, November 30th, my 50th birthday.
Will you allow me to buy a birthday cake at Dairy Queen and mail it to you in Maryland?
Sure, man. Sure. That would be cool. That would be cool.
We'll see what U.S. Customs does with it.
Right? Right on, brother. Right on. Well, look, man, we're going to run out of time real soon here. So we're going to go ahead and but dude, it's been awesome. I really enjoyed talking to you. It was everything I expected and then some.
Man, I can't thank you enough. Really, it's super honest and sincere. It was a great honor, and I think that promo video that I did is a good confirmation of what I'm saying right now to you. So I was super grateful. Can't wait to, take this thing and put it on the channel. I'll do that. It's awesome. So thank you so much. We'll talk again very soon.
All right, brother.
You stay safe, man. You too, my friend. Thank you so much again. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks to everybody.
All right. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. Really, really enjoyed talking to Rick. He's a great dude. Omar, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, that was cool, man. I'm glad you guys stuck around and checked out this interview with Rick. It's been awesome. Really awesome talking to him. All right, well, we're about to run out of time here. Next weekend, we're going to have the horror man himself, Mr. Johnny Shivers from the band Sonic Creeps. They started off as a horror punk band, and now they're more of a melodic thrash. But anyway, so Johnny Shivers, he's got some things to show us. Got a costume he's working on this for Halloween. It's going to be a Halloween show, so tune in. And till then, you guys keep on rocking, and thank you very much for all your time.